So my name is Abhirup Sarkar, as you know, and it is my first interview. So I'm a bit nervous at first, but I'm sure it will go well. And I'm a second year student pursuing management. So I launched my first book, All Six Colors of Life, previously in the month of May, and since then my love for writing has increased. And apart from being a writer, I'm also a movie buff. I love watching movies, and I read book, and I'm a very crazy anime fan.
Okay, that's really good. So, can you tell us what inspired you to write Six Colors of Life? Because it's something new I have heard somewhere, because there are lots of emotion out there.
So I won't say there is a particular inspiration for my book. There are many instances in my life which triggered me to write this book, and frankly, um, since the fifth standard, I have changed many schools, right? So since then, I think small memories and experiences have shaped my writing journey. So, and I pen down my emotions in those poems. So yeah,
Okay, so why did you choose poetry as the medium to express these six emotions?
poetry for me is, I believe, since it is very intense, and the poems I write, these emotions are very intense. So people don't want to bore people by writing long lines of these emotions, but through poetry, I find expressing my own emotions through a very simplistic and realistic lines, and so can people can relate to them in a few in a few stanzas. So yeah.
Okay, the title is really very intriguing. You know why? Six Colors of Life. How did you settle on these specific emotions?
Well, of course, human beings feel many more color than these six emotions, but six emotions which are like anger, loneliness, hate, and joy, energy, and love. These are the emotions which complete the spectrum of life, I believe. And without these emotions, human life is just blank. So these emotions complete us and what we think and our perspectives.
Okay, so as you said, that human emotions is really important in everyone's
Yes.
life. That's great. And writing something about that is also really great because somewhere we just try to suppress our emotions, and writing and pen down like this beautifully, it's really commendable. Thank you for that. Okay, so Tenebris explores the darker side of human emotion. How did you navigate writing such emotionally intense poems?
Well, Tenebris is the most challenging part to write because people don't often take those negative emotions at on a deeper level. They take it at face value. They think that if a person is feeling depressed or lonely, so that means he is either spoiled or he is a very negative person, which I don't want to envision. My aim through this book is like people who are suffering from these things. They think they're alone, but they're not alone. These poems should reach out as a medium to them that you're not alone in this battle, because I have a few friends, I have a few people in my life who I have seen rising up from this battle and conquering their lives. So they are my inspirations for this poem.
Okay, were any poems in this section particularly difficult for you to write, either emotionally or creatively?
Well, from Tenebris, I would say that there is a particular favorite poem which I have been challenged, but still I would say there's a poem called The Last Drop, which like which was a personal experience for me. It was during my sixth standard when I was in a different school, a different state, and like a different friend. And being an introvert, I have a issue with making friends very fast, right? So So the last straw is in the sixth standard. I was a victim of, you can say, bullying, like intense
Okay.
bullying. So uh, I was a fragile boy, so I couldn't fight back because I was physically weak and mentally weak both. So I suppressed those emotions, and since the sixth standard, I started writing to relieve my emotions in the pages. So yeah.
Was it hard for you, when we are writing our past traumas or anxiety and depression, what we have felt in our past, and writing today, we have to go through a whole lot of pain and the things
Yes.
like this. So was it hard for you? Were you getting some kind of discomfort while writing, or just writing help you out, come out from the emotions?
Well, writing has always been a part of me since I could find out. Because to be honest, since the sixth standard, I had no passion for anything basically. My since the first standard, I tried my hands at many hobbies like cricket, tennis, or swimming, or drawing, or singing, but I wasn't able to succeed at any of those things. But uh, so my parents were worried too that this girl is getting uh, his son is getting good marks. But I used to feel bad too. But slowly I found that maybe this was part of my purpose. Maybe I was meant to do this, and I began writing a short story called "Letter from God" and another name I forgot. Sorry, but these are the two stories I went on to begin with, and so yeah.
Okay, so how do you hope readers connect with the darker themes like hate, anger, and loneliness?
Anger, loneliness, and hate, are the emotions which are highly misunderstood, maybe because people often think that these are very uh, emotions of a show off, that people are uh, people who are showing this off are just attention seekers, and they just want attention. But because people who actually go through this know the pain of bearing the difficulty of loneliness or hate. And so my main aim from this book is to connect with them, show them that there are people who care about them, and there are people who will stand by them through my work.
That's the point of writing. There's a
Yes.
thing of people who write are mostly, in a phase of what they want to read.
Yes.
Okay, so moving into looks, there's a clear emotional shift. How did you approach this transition from darkness to light in your writing?
Okay, there's an interesting question. From darkness to light is actually, I got inspired by a very interesting Chinese symbol. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's called the yin yang. Okay. So,
Okay.
yin yang signifies the spectrum of human life, which is made of two elements, darkness and light. So, you can't live a life full of light, or you can't live a life full of darkness. You need both to grow and nurture yourself. So, the, the condition on which I began darkness to light was I thought that if I could write darkness with such intensity, I can write light with such intensity too. And I took a long break after I finished the Tenebris part. So it gave me a lot of time to think that how should I approach the darkness, and how should light be on par with it. So that I approached it.
That's great. I hope you have shifted from your darker past to your bright future. That's really great. So, do you think the light and darkness must coexist in creative expression?
Darkness and light both induce creativity in everybody, because uh, like I'm sure you have.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's like yin yang situation.
Yes, exactly. So I'm sure you have. I don't know if you are approached to the world of manga and anime, but many people misunderstand them as cartoon apparently. But since I'm a reader. I read all sorts of fiction, from non-fiction to fiction to mangas and all. So, and what matters to me is the story of a plot. So there's a Japanese author named Naoki Urasawa, whom I'm a great fan of. So in his works, his works are very dark actually. So it is not for like the weak-hearted, but even in the darkness, he induces beauty somehow. That there is always light at the end of the tunnel. So he represents it in such beauty, and from then I became a fan of his work, and he is a huge part of this book too.
Okay. Which poem from the love section is closest to your heart and why?
The poem which I found a lot resonate to me is Lost and Found, because
Okay.
Lost and Found signifies the lost and the foundness of hope and in your life. Uh, Here, the narrator who lost everything thought he had lost himself, but at the end of the poem, he did not lose anything, nor he did lose himself. He had hope. So the theme of hope really prevails in me.
Also, how do you associate specific colors with each emotion? What is
Well,
symbolic or research?
sorry.
Was it symbolic, instinctive, or you researched about every emotions? Or it just came to inside of yourself? Like I have to write about these emotions and how to write.
Well, these these colors or these symbols which signify each emotions are linked to them. It's like it's not a deeper meaning, but it contains psychology. Like if you look at any high-end brands of any company, if you see yellow, you will see it symbolizes a theme of happiness. Or if you see a theme of love, you will see the color pink. So this is just been with me since I observe a lot, and I put that in the poems.
Okay, so if you had to describe your own life in one of these six colors today, which one it would be? Like you have come from past, from the darkness of the bullying and everything, and you are now here. So what do you think that right now, currently, which emotion really, from your book describes you?
I would say the emotion which I really can link with is love or pink, because over many years I was
Mhm.
frustrated at many people, but it turned out that I was just angry at myself for not achieving certain things. But now, why I have the pink color in my life is because I have really found something I love deeply, and some people I love, and I know they love me back too, because I don't need many people to love, just a few, but they should be strong. So yeah, this love part is the most looking.
Okay, did any particular personal experience, like you have already told, which you have felt while bullying in your school time, uh, parents in your book? I hope
Uh,
you have something or loneliness.
well, personal experiences are a part of this book, sure, but there isn't any one particular experience. Like I told you previously about how the class six uh, situation triggered my last straw idea. So little by little are they build the story of my life, and it's like a brick by brick thing. So you can't just remove one brick, and because if you remove a single brick, the whole building will fall down. So um so exactly. So that's why I can't point out any particular part of this poem, because every one of them is important to me.
Okay. So, as you told earlier, that you have written some anthologies also, and now you have written Six Colors of Life. So, how long did it take for you to write this book, and what was your process like? And how is it different from writing the anthologies which you have written earlier?
Okay. The process, I will say, it was not easy at all, because when because poems are a very intense form of writing. It's the most intense form of writing. You
Yes.
can write a story fetching many lines for as long as you can, but to write a poem, you need to summarize your thoughts in some few stanzas, right? And it took me about 2.5 months to finish this book. And I had this in the back of my mind a long time ago, but I wasn't able to get the the fire to start it. But then I thought that this, if I just think about it, I would never start. So I just focused on writing the poems, and the process was really hectic because, frankly, while here it was a summer season, and I was sweating like anything, and I don't usually take good in ACs and stuff. Okay, so on one hand, I'm burning in the heat, and on the other hand, my heart is burning with the poems. So yeah, that was a really painful part, but I'm glad it worked out in the end.
Okay, that's really good. Because of this, we got this amazing poem collection. I'm myself is a poet lover, so I know how it feels. So the poems written in the same emotional phase as they represent, or did you reflect, as you have already told? So I don't think we should. But if some new viewers have done so for them. So do you reflect on past experiences while writing them?
Yeah, obviously, my past experiences shaped up a lot of this of the poems, and while writing them, I was like, I was reliving those memories, which I didn't want to, but I had to because uh, I can't hold on to them for much longer. I needed some closure. So yeah, that was all.
So did you face any creative blocks while writing some emotional value?
Yeah, uh, creative block or a writer's block, you can say either way. When you write such intense poems, sometimes your mind goes blank, and you need a break from it. So there were many instances like when I thought that I should give up, or that am I writing this? Will people read this? But these thoughts consume me day and night. But I thought that why why overthink? Let's just write the poem, and if it becomes a, a good book, it will. Or if it's not, there's always a second chance.
Okay, so what do you hope readers to take away from your book after reading both past Tenebris and Lux?
My take is, I wouldn't say my take, but my advice per se is like the readers, it's just not to be consumed by either of the elements, not by light, not by the darkness, because you need both uh, to survive. And unless you have a taste of both elements in your life, you have a clear vision of how things work.
Okay, that's very nice. How do you personally deal with emotional extremes? Does writing help you process them?
Yeah, writings like sometimes I stay up around 3 a.m. So I have thoughts in my head, and I can't really express them in words or on call. So I just take out my a notebook and I start writing a poem out of blue. So because I might forget it in the morning also. So I just pen down whatever feelings I'm having, whether it is uh, a frustrating, whether it is a love, whether it is happiness or whatever. I just pen it down and I feel a sense of relief that okay, something has been lifted off my chest.
Okay, there's a comment from a viewer that your video is not visible to them very clearly.
Okay, I guess this is. Can you see me?
I can see you, but the I guess viewer having an issue with that.
Okay, I just switched off my net and again turned it on, so I guess it should be visible now.
Okay, no, so are you able to see the video clearly, or is it yet any issue?
No, actually, your video is a bit buffering, but I can see some of it. Okay,
Okay, okay. Let me see. From my side, it's right.
it's good.
Okay. I'll ask the next question.
Okay.
Can you please shift somewhere because I don't know. To the people, to the viewers who are seeing right now the live, is the video is not clear?
Okay. Is it clear now?
For me, it was clear earlier also.
Oh, okay. I just changed my location, so maybe it will be clear now.
Okay. I hope it is good. Okay, so do you plan to continue exploring emotions or color symbolism in your future project?
In my future projects, I am aiming to write a story because I think obviously I'll write poems too, but for now I have many ideas of a story going on in my head, right? Like some fantasy, some thriller, some contemporary. So I would like to work on that because for many months I have been working on poems. So I think I should take a break from poems now and I should focus on stories.
Okay, that's really good. So it means that we will see some color symbolism in your fiction writing also.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, and that's really good. So it means that the color symbolism will be your basic. That's
Yes.
really cool. In if six color plans were adapted visually or emotion musically, how did you envision it? As you know, today it's the world of reels and everything. So how do you envision it that if it's adapted in musically or visually?
Visually, I can see that people have started writing poems and posting it on the internet,
Mhm.
and not just me, but there are many
Your
talented.
network, oh, sorry, but your network is not very, you know, right. It's not your video is freeze.
Is it okay now? I can't hear your voice clearly either.
I'm not able to hear my voice. Just a second. My Wi-Fi is pretty good.
Because I am near to the Wi-Fi, so it shouldn't be an issue.
Okay. Is it am I audible?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you're audible now.
Okay, so before going through your next question, there is a question from a viewer. What was your thought process while pricing your book? 39-page paperback for 152 is extreme, and even the 103 rupees for your Kindle edition is expensive. So could you please let us know about the pricing for that?
To be honest, since I self published from the house of Writer's Pocket. So I didn't
Okay.
have much say in the pricing elements. They decided the price, and I tried to negotiate with them, but they said that it is the, I mean, the most bare minimum they can go on the prime listing of on Amazon and Flipkart. So I guess that's the reason.
Okay. Like you have already told that you are a self-published author. Okay, so
Yes,
what influenced your choice and how has that experience been for you?
it
For
has been
for traditional publishing house. That's
it has been a great experience. So because I could because Redis Pocket has been a huge help with me because they has been in contact. Their help has been really wonderful in my experience because I was stuck in some uh, places where I could not understand how to proceed, but they helped me by step by step, and the cover designing, the layout, it was amazing.
okay. That's really great. If you have done that, just because I have seen, mixed reviews for this, for some people who go through self-publishing, some from traditional publishing house. So,
Yes.
what's your take on the current stage of writing and poetry? Do you feel literature today is evolving in the right direction?
Yeah, I believe. See, I don't know if it is evolving in the right or wrong, but for centuries, literature has a strong direction. Now, literature is like for many audience, it has been a per- perspective. But now with the rise of ebooks and now with the rise of digital poems, I think literature is getting more accessible to everyone in, in some in some poor regions or rich regions, whatever region it is. But literature is getting it hands on everything. I believe it's a very great thing.
So, how do you think literature plays in today's world, especially among young teenage, younger audiences? Because mostly people are, involved towards this younger generation, and we are mostly towards reels making and social media. So, how do you think the social media helped, this writing and reading and book reading process to help the younger generation?
Well, no doubt, the social media has become a platform, an extremely good platform for young people to showcase their talents or to showcase their their poetry. And I believe the younger generation is writing poetry to, like, in my case, I did it to pent up my emotions on the paper. So I believe they're doing it the same too. Some maybe be writing for others, some may be writing for themselves. But either way, we all are writing for something, right? And we can't write for nothing. So that's my take on that.
Okay, so what do you say to someone who is just beginning to explore writing as a way of processing their emotions, either in journalizing or writing poems or short stories?
My honest answer would be is to not give up at any cost, because when they are deep down in the writing process, they will find some blockages, and they will find the need to give up, that because it contains a lot of self doubt. Okay, so they will be like, am I writing this right? Will people read this? Will I get my appreciation? So my advice would be not to think about all that, and just write, because you don't know what is at the other end of the so not to give up. That's my only advice.
Okay, so lastly, how has writing Six Colors of Life has changed you as a person or a poet?
Well, Six Colors of Life has changed my perspective on life. Many, like, one back when I was in the back when I was in school, I had a different envision of life, that it is a very unstable, it is a very bland thing. So what's the point of doing anything? But since I got the idea of writing for this book, it has been a different experience for me. So because I could even take a deep look down in my own emotions, that oh, did I go wrong, or where did I did right? So I could revisit my old emotions and memories, and put them on the paper, and I could rectify those. And since then, it has been a great experience for me.
That's really good that it helped you out and made you, come out of your past experiences. So, who has been your biggest inspiration in writing, and what or when was the moment you realized that poetry was your true calling? Was your inspiration? Is there any poet you have read in your childhood, and you'll be like, okay, one day I'll be able, I hope I'll be able to write this beautifully.
Well, first of all, there isn't a particular person from my inspiration, but I would say I started writing since the sixth standard. So I would say the first person who like got me into writing was my teacher, actually, uh, in the school. So he was an introvert like me, so we could relate to each other. And he would recommend me books, and I would read them, and he would read my works, and he would give his feedback on them. And he was honest about it. So whether it is good or bad, he would tell it. And he is one of my biggest inspirations in this journey.
Okay, teachers are always, when you get the best teacher, it can, shift your life to the
Yes.
best future possible. So there's a comment is saying that why are there no shades of green on the cover of your book? It's black, blue, yellow, red, pink, and orange. Why it's not green?
Because I believe gray is a great color, no doubt. But gray is a mixture of, it's a very uncertain of color. You don't know what's inside the color of gray. Gray signifies doubtness in yourself, which I don't want to represent, because there should be no doubt to how you feel. If you feel sad, if you feel angry, if you feel frustrated, you should be clear about it. So the gray is a much more negative emotions, which even I wouldn't recommend exploring. Yeah.
He's asking green, not gray. It's green.
Green. Oh, okay. Sorry. Um, I believe I wouldn't associate it with any emotion, because I didn't feel the need of putting it anywhere, to be honest. Uh, but I was planning on putting in the place of love, but then I thought that no, love is only meant for pink. So yeah, that's the reason.
Wow, love, pink for love, but mostly people use red for love.
Yes.
So how did it shift, how do you think that pink would be more suitable for the color of love instead of red? Was it there because red intensifies, signifies anger also?
Yeah. Most of the cases, red, or like in TV shows or in games or in advertisements, red usually uh, showcase the outburst of energy in a very explosive manner. So I associated red with anger. Yes.
Okay, and pink for love. That's really nice. So lastly, an important question. Could you share your experience with the TLB Society? How is your journey been? And are you happy with your involvement so far? How's the community and everything over here?
I recently joined TLB, and I can't believe that I would find such organized place, and it has been a really great experience for me here. Like I can't. It's a great place for artists, authors, writers, uh, fashion designers, whoever is willing to showcase their talent can come here. So it's a great platform, and I recommend it to one of my friends too,
Mm.
and and she also joined a TLB, and I heard her feedback is like it's a great place, and I would recommend this place to everyone who is looking for a place to showcase their writings or their music or whatever they are interested in. So yes,
Thank you so much for recommending to your friend also, and thank you so much for joining it and being a part of it. We are really very happy to have a search young talent on our team. Thank you so much for that.
it's my
And
honor.
we are also really very happy. And by this last question, we have just already completed the interview, and I really love, really like to be here and let you us to know a lot about you and your writing journey, your past, and let people know that yeah, if you have a passion for something that you can do the best in your, you know, in the field you want to be. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, now I will just take the rest of it. Okay, bye. Thank you.
Bye bye. Goodbye. Thank you.
And for the people, please just read the poetry of the Six Colors of Life written by Abhirup Sarkar. He's a poet, and if you are into poetry, so just give a chance to his book. It's available on Amazon also. Thank you so much. Exactly.
Goodbye.
Bye.